Let us now proceed to another draw command, which is a circle command. Circle command is obviously used for drawing of circles, especially in AutoCAD. And when we work with circles, we also work with the two of its properties, which is the radius and the diameter. So just a quick refresher, when we say diameter of a circle, that is the distance from one point of the circle up to another point of that circle. And when we say radius, it is the distance from the center to any point of that circle. Or we can simply say that the radius is half of the diameter. In order to activate the circle command, we can either click the icon found on the draw panel or just simply type letter C on our keyboard and then press enter. Please take note that there are a number of options or a number of ways on how we can define and draw circles in AutoCAD. There are actually six different options, and we can see that when we click the pull-down menu on the icon of the command, and it will show you the six different options. The default method is the center radius option, and it will create a circle using a center point and a radius. And also, please take note that each option of the circle command has a different icon. So if you are using the icon, make sure that the icon that you are using is the one that you are supposed to use. Like for example, the center radius option, the icon of it is that there is a line from the center up to the point of the circle. For the center diameter, there is a line from one point to another, and if it's 2 point, there are just 2 points that is shown. So let us first now deal with the center radius, since this is the default method. Let's say for example we wanted to draw a circle that has a radius of 10. So again, we can either click the icon, just make sure that it is the center radius option, or just simply type letter C on our keyboard and then press enter. Now, the first prompt is to specify the center point for the circle. And specifying the center point for the circle is the same thing when we use the line command and it asks you for the first point. So we can either enter the exact coordinates or just click anywhere on your drawing area. So let's say for example there is no exact coordinates for here. I will just use any part of the drawing area for the center point. Just make a left click to specify the center point, and then when you try to hover or move your cursor, AutoCAD is already showing you a circle, but it doesn't have a specific radius yet. So actually that is the next prompt, to specify the radius of a circle. So you can just go ahead and enter the radius of the circle that you want to draw. So let's type number 10 or 10 and then press enter. So now we have created a circle that has a diameter of, a radius of 10. What if what we have is the diameter of the circle? So we can use the center diameter option, or we can still use the shortcut command, which is C on our keyboard. So just type in letter C and then press enter. It will ask you to specify the center point for the circle. Just click anywhere on your drawing area if you don't have the exact coordinates. And you will notice that the next prompt is to specify the radius of the circle. Remember that the center radius option is a default method. So that is the prompts that will show you if you will use the shortcut command, which is C. But if you will look on the command line, it is actually giving you an option to enter the diameter. it says there, specify the radius of a circle or diameter. So meaning to say, if you don't have the exact radius of the circle, but you have the diameter, so you can just go ahead and enter the diameter. To do that, just type in letter D on your keyboard. It will signify AutoCAD that what you have is the diameter and not the radius. So after typing letter D, just press enter. And then there you go. AutoCAD will now ask you to specify the diameter of the circle. So let's say, for example, the diameter of the circle is 10. Just type in 10 and then press enter. Okay, so how about if we use the icon, the center diameter option icon here? So click that icon and then still the same prompt, specify the center point. And if we will see, the next prompt is to specify the diameter of the circle. So when you use the center diameter option icon and on the draw panel, it will directly ask you for the diameter. It will not ask you anymore for the radius of the circle. But you will notice that still on the command line, it's actually the same prompt when you use the center radius option. Specify the radius of the circle or if you have the diameter. So either way, you can enter the exact diameter of the circle that you want to define. So just type in 10 and then press enter. So AutoCAD will still create you a circle that has the same diameter, even if you use the shortcut key of C or you use the icon of the center diameter on the draw panel. So let us now use another option for defining a circle, which is the 2-point option. So remember that in a 2-point option of defining a circle, it will create you a circle using the 2 endpoints of the diameter. So meaning to say, you have to provide AutoCAD 2 different endpoints in order for it to create a circle. So to use that, just type in letter C on your keyboard and then press enter. And then first prompt is to specify the center point, center point of the circle or 3P, 2P, TTR. So this one that is inside the bracket are the other options that you can choose from, and depending on the situation or on the condition that you want to use in creating the circle. So since we are going to use 2-point, we can just go ahead and click the 2-point option on the command line, or we can just type in 2P and then press enter. Now, after doing that, AutoCAD will ask you to specify the first endpoint of the circle's diameter. So, if you don't have the exact coordinates, you can just click anywhere here on the drawing area to specify the first endpoint of the circle's diameter. Just make a left click, and then if you will move your cursor or your mouse, you will notice that AutoCAD is creating a circle which is slightly different when you use the center radius or the center diameter option. You will notice that the orange line starts from that endpoint and not from the center point. And now AutoCAD is asking you to specify the second point of the circle's diameter. If you have the exact diameter of the circle that you want to form, then you can just go ahead and type in that diameter, or if you don't have that, you can just click anywhere on the drawing area to provide the second point. So for example, we have the diameter of 10, just type in 10 and then press enter. So there you go, we have created a circle that has a diameter of 10 using the 2-point option. How about if we want to use the 3-point option? So the same process, But this time, we will define the circle using 3 different endpoints. And its icon is here. So it's a circle that has 3 different points. Okay, so to do that, just type in C on our keyboard, press enter. So again, AutoCAD will ask you to specify center point for circle, or are you going to use 3P for 3 points, 2P, TTR, or 1010 radius. So again, you can just click the 3-point option here on the command line, or you can type in 3P and then press enter. Now, just like with the 2-point option, the next prompt is to specify the first point on the circle. So click here, and then you will notice that AutoCAD is not yet providing you a circle, because again, you will define the circle using 3 different points. Since you have just defined the first point, now AutoCAD will ask you to specify the second point on the circle. So let's say, for example, here is the second point. And then after specifying the second point, you will now have the preview, or AutoCAD will now provide you of what will your circle will look like after defining the third point. So in defining the third point, you can just go ahead and enter a number, or you can just click anywhere on the drawing area if you don't have that. So let's say, for example, here, aside from defining the chord, the distance from the second point to the third point, you can also use and enter the angle here if you have the exact one. So let us just specify the third point by clicking anywhere on our drawing area. Just left click, and the command is already finished, and we have created now a circle that is formed using the 3-point option. Let us now proceed with the last 2 options that we can use in defining a circle in AutoCAD, and that is the 1010 radius and the 101010. The word 10 here stands for tangent. And before we go ahead and use the last 2 options, remember that we can only use these 2 options, the 1010 radius and the 101010, if there are existing objects on your drawing area. So at least 2 different objects must be present in your drawing area in order for AutoCAD to define a circle using these 2 options. Okay, so let us now first use the 1010 radius. When we use the 1010 radius, it will create you a circle that has a specific radius which is tangent to 2 different objects. So you will have to define 2 objects and the radius of the circle that you have to draw. So how are we going to use the 1010 radius? So again, just type in letter C on your keyboard, or just press or click the icon found in the draw panel. So and then press enter. Now in the command line, it will show you that specify center point for the circle, or do you want to use the 3P or the 3 points, the 2 points, or the 1010 radius option. So since we are going to use a 1010 radius, so we can just click the TTR on the command line, or just go ahead and type TTR on your keyboard and then press enter. Now AutoCAD is already set of defining the circle using the 1010 radius option at this point. That is why the next prompt is to specify point on object for the first tangent of the circle. So you have to specify now a point on an object on your drawing area that will serve as the first tangent of the circle that you are going to draw. So let's say, for example, this small circle will be my first object. You will see that when you try to move or hover in any part of this circle, you will see that the tangent object snap is being shown. So that means that you can use that part of that object as the tangent of the circle. So just make a left click on your mouse, and then now the second prompt is to specify the point on object for the second tangent of a circle. So this time it's the same thing on the first prompt. You have to specify the second tangent of the circle that you're going to draw. For, let's say for example, this bigger circle will be the second object. So again, if you will move your cursor closer to that object, you will see the tangent OSNP mode. So whenever you're going to use the 1010 radius option, make sure that your object snap mode is toggled on and your tangent mode is already selected. Okay, so let's now check this or click on this part of this bigger circle as a second tangent. Now the next prompt is to specify the radius of the circle. So you have now to type the exact radius of the circle that you are going to define. So let's say for example we're going to use again 10. So just type in 10 and then press enter. You will notice now that this is now the circle that is formed that has a radius of 10 but is tangent to two different objects. So how about now the 10-10-10 option? So using this option, it will create you a circle which is tangent to three different objects. So unlike in the 10-10 radius, the 10-10 option will create you a circle and you have to provide three different objects and no need for you to enter an exact radius. So we can use the 10-10 option by clicking the icon here on the draw panel. So just click that icon and then AutoCAD will ask you now to specify the first point on a circle. So let's say for example we are going to draw a circle which is in between of these three different circles. First one, second one, and this one. So I will select this part as the first point of my circle, and then when AutoCAD asks me for the to specify the second point on the circle, I will click on this part, and then lastly specify the third point on the circle. I will use this circle as the third tangent. So now you will see that a circle was formed with no specific radius given, which is tangent to these three different objects.